Hey everyone, Tankenstein here, and I've got the final piece of the Battle Pass puzzle. And it comes in two parts. First, the upcoming season of Battle Pass is being called Royal Guard. And second, the final vehicle has been announced for Battle Pass, and that is the AMX-50 1950. This is going to be a French, of course, rank 4 premium vehicle, and if you are unfamiliar with the AMX-50, it totally rocks. Now, this is a bit different compared to the TOA100 that we see in War Thunder in the regular tech tree currently. And even though it looks like the hull is more or less about the same as the TOA100, again, that we currently have, of which is 7.7 BR, the turret is quite a bit different. Of course, for whatever reason, Gaijin has this, shall we say, thing when it comes to just making these weird Frankentanks and releasing them as the Battle Pass reward. Now, in this instance, the turret is the same turret as what you see on the Char 25T. Now, I am not sure if the turret protection will be the same as what we see on the Char 25T. Maybe if they've increased it a little bit because this is on a medium tank, who knows. But anyways, the Char 25T has a 90mm cannon, which it definitely looks like will be the case here. And also, it does have an autoloader, which is fantastic, and has a 4-second reload. So if you guys are not familiar with French tanks, they love their autoloaders, they love their oscillating turrets. They just are phenomenal in so many ways. You can get a lot of firepower out at once. Now, per the dev blog, at least how it seems here, is that the M82 will be the top shell for this vehicle, which makes sense because the M82 is the top shell of the Char 25T. Now, the M82 is an APC-BC shell that has around 209mm of armor pen at max. Now, for comparison, the TOA100, which is the other variant of the AMX-50, has a solid shot shell, but it is 273mm of armor pen, so a substantial amount more of armor pen, but of course solid shot versus some explosive-filled APC-BC. Who knows? I'm assuming that with these differences, the AMX-50 1950 will likely be a 7.3 BR vehicle, kind of like how the Char 25T is, and it's not going to be the 7.7 BR vehicle that we see with the AMX-50 TOA100. And the reason being is because I just don't know if you can include that sort of vehicle with that limited of an armor pen at 7.7 BR, but hey, who knows? I mean, I'm sure it would be reasonable at 7.7 BR, but of course, again, we'll have to wait and see. Now, one of the more interesting changes here over the TOA100, again, that we currently have in the tech tree, is that this variant actually has a higher top speed, again, compared to the TOA100. So the TOA100, if I'm not mistaken, has a 51 km/h top speed, and this vehicle, the 1950, has a 57 km/h top speed, which indicates that either it has a stronger engine, which I personally doubt, or its hull or chassis is a little bit different. Perhaps it weighs a bit less, which would make sense, being that it not only has a smaller gun, but likely a lighter turret in terms of armor. So if that's the case, this should be a few tons lighter than the TOA100, and not only will have a higher top speed, but of course have better acceleration, better top speed, pretty much everything. In terms of maneuverability, this will be better, and it will be almost kind of like a light medium tank, which is phenomenal in my opinion. But of course, alas, this is pretty much like a copy-paste tank. It is a Frankentank, as I mentioned before. It's pretty much the same hull with the turret that we already have in game. I mean, both parts of this vehicle are parts that we already have in game. They just kind of stuck them together in some sort of a weird French baguette-fueled experiment. But, I mean, either way, I love the Char 25T. I love the AMX-50 TOA100. I think that the combination of these two vehicles will be fantastic, where you lose out on armor pen of the TOA100 and cannon size. You of course get explosive filler with the M82 shell that the Char 25T has with the 90mm cannon. So who knows? I think that this will be a very, very good vehicle, but we'll have to wait and see exactly what its BR is, because the Char 25T at 7.3 BR is very, very good, and the AMX-50 TOA100 at 7.7 BR is pretty darn good as well. So we'll have to wait and see. Now, one important thing to note here, and this has to do with the video that I released yesterday on the BF109 F4 parentheses Italy, and yes, I am saying parentheses Italy as a joke in a derisive manner because, of course, well, it's a bit copy-paste. Either way, when I first released that video, when I first was looking up the news for that video, the dev blog, it said that that was the top level reward. Now, whoever's writing these dev blogs, they say it numerous times, they've done it numerous times rather, where it says one thing when the dev blog first releases, and then about an hour or so later, it changes it up with correct information. Now, whoever's writing these dev blogs, I'm not sure if there's a translation error, I'm not sure what the case may be, but it is unfortunate because, again, we're getting this news when it first gets released as one thing, and then it pisses off a lot of people, and then they change it, and it's something else. And in the instance yesterday, it was saying again that the BF-109 F4 parentheses Italy was supposed to be the top level reward, whereas, of course, we know that the AMX-50 1950 is the top level reward. So it was then changed to the top level aircraft reward, but again, I do actually have screenshot proof in that video showing that they did initially say it was the top level reward. But that's really about it. You know, I did release some post and also a pinned comment where I updated it and I said that the BF-109 F4 parentheses Italy was the top level aircraft reward as opposed to the top level reward in general. I did make that correction. I did not make it in the video because, of course, I mean, it's a little bit more difficult to do it via video, but I did make the necessary changes twice over. Again, once in a pinned comment, once in a community post, saying that it is the top level aircraft reward as opposed to the top level reward overall. But overall, I mean, with this, we are getting, again, a battle pass, just going back to in general, we are getting a battle pass with 3 vehicles. You know, I'm not sure if newer players know this, but there used to be 4 vehicles in each battle pass, and unfortunately, we have seen the trend to go to 3. Now, I'm not sure exactly why. Maybe it's greed. Maybe Gaijin is coming up or running out of ideas, but who knows? You know, but we are now getting 3 vehicles, and they just seem somewhat copy-paste. Now, albeit a lot of them have been copy-paste, I mean, even going back to the original Battle Pass, we had the T10A, which was more or less a copy-paste vehicle with some changes. We had the Centurion Mark 5/1, which was also more or less a copy-paste vehicle. So, I mean, it's kind of a trend that's been going on for a very long time. Now, when it comes to this, we'll have to wait and see if it's any good. The BF-109 F4 Italy is just egregious. At least things like, again, the T10A and even the AMX-50 1950 have some changes to the base vehicle, but the BF-109 F4 parentheses Italy is just a Hungarian piloted vehicle with an incendiary bomb. So make of it as you will, but to me that just screams laziness. And the American BF-109 F4, if you guys don't know, is, I believe, 1,450 Golden Eagles. So, yeah, it's just not very exciting, to say the least. But either way, let me know what you guys think about the AMX-50 1950 in the comments below, about the other vehicles, about this Battle Pass, about life. Let me know in the comments below. As always, I'm interested to read, and I do read your comments. But either way, thanks again, guys, and I will see you all on the other side. Take care, everyone.